Guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the Union Jack Off with Daniel Muggleton. It is me, Daniel Muggleton, again, chatting to you, finding you on a Monday. I know if you're listening in Australia when this thing comes out, it's barely a Monday because last night was a little bit of a late one. It was the Australian comedy show in London. Yeah, that's something. That's something I decided to put on since I got here. I put together a lineup of Australian comedians every month at the Backyard Comedy Club, which I think is pretty on brand for Australia, right? Having an Australian event at a place named after a backyard. Only problem is, of course, it's the UK. The backyard's indoors. Pretty strange for a backyard, but there it is. It's a big indoor comedy club. It's a great club. I put on the show there the first Sunday of every month. It's called Australian Comedians Dope Comedy. You get it? Like ACDC, but Australian Comedians Dope Comedy. Pretty proud of that when I came up with it. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We just did the third one last night, headlined by the fantastic Laura Davis from Perth. Originally lived in Melbourne. Now she's here. That's the thing. A lot of us end up here because we start comedy in Australia. We see that we really enjoy it, but we also know that there's just not a big enough industry for everybody. So you gotta move out. You gotta get somewhere else, and the UK is where we come because we think it's gonna be very comfortable, and in a lot of ways it is. It's very similar culture-wise, but then there is things like the houses here are a bit depressing in London, and I've been up to Manchester as well and stayed with some friends up there. Not that nice either. So you got to take a little bit of a hit. You got to be like, look, I want to pursue this career. I want to do this thing, and like English comedy crowds are fantastic. There's a lot of people here who love stand-up, so that's cool. But you got to take that hit, and you come over here, and that's why I put the Australian comedy show on because we get together and we get to perform for a mostly Australian audience, which is cool because you get that shorthand. You can talk about the indigenous population of Australia in some depth, and the audience will understand it. Everybody has their little thing about accents, and the crowd get right around that. You can have your little differences between the UK and Australia, and everyone enjoys that. And it's comfortable, man. I got to say, I never thought I'd want to create an Irish pub. Like the Irish pub to me is like the like epitome of we went to this new place, we do like it, but every now and again we just like to go somewhere comfortable and have that homely feeling, like that comfortable feeling, like what you're going to get, what you're going to expect, which is the Irish pub, man. The Irish pub is the same wherever you go in the world. I have never been to an Irish pub that is different. I haven't been to an Irish pub in like Germany where, it's just the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just a few expats. The food is rubbish. The beers are slightly overpriced, but it's familiar. And that's what we got the Australian comedy show happening. It's been fun, man. It's been fun watching people come out and just kind of being like, yeah, God, we do want to hear this accent, even though we've come a long way away to avoid it. We still want to get around it. But yeah, that was a good show last night. The next one is November. What is it? November 4th. November 4th. I'm going to be back in Australia at that time, but the show goes on. Another great lineup, some good Australian comedians at the Backyard Comedy Club, November 4th. But I'll be back in Australia, and obviously I'm getting pretty excited about that because it's starting to turn here. The weather's starting to turn. We had that first proper rainy day on the weekend where it's just all day and it's just grey. That's the one thing. Like in Australia, I feel like the rain's kind of got a little bit of an entertaining aspect to it, because like it could be like way too much rain and like it kind of like really pelts down and then like stops, and it's got a kind of little mystery to it. Whereas here, like London can just turn it on for a day. It's just rain and grey from top to bottom. Like it's the most consistent weather across a 24-hour period you've ever seen. It's just like beautifully muted grey. It's not even like a particularly dark grey or a particularly warm grey, or like like the grey is like in all different gradients and it looks like something might be happening. Nah, it's just bang. This is the weather for the day. You can choose to accept it or you can stay home. And I got to say, I haven't been here long enough to deal with it, so I just stay home. I love it. I'm like, that's it. It's over. I'm not putting any effort anymore. We are done. This day is a write-off. Let's start again tomorrow. But good to have you guys back. This is a fun episode, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm getting to chat to Nigel Ng. His last name is Ng, and he's from Malaysia. I think his show in Edinburgh this year was called The Malaysian Sensation, and that was written on a poster somewhere, which I liked. But yeah, it's NG, and if you don't know Asian surnames, NG is a common one, but I've definitely heard many different pronunciations of it. So I'm not confident. I'm gonna go in there probably with NG, just to be like, look, I know how it's spelt. I'm gonna let you tell me how it's said, because I've heard at least 3 pronunciations on that name. And I'm not gonna assume nothing straight off the top. We're chatting to him, which is cool. And yeah, the one thing is, I've been thinking about this. Right, this is like the 4th episode, and I address you as guys a lot, as listeners, which that's fine. But your podcast, you gotta have a name for the people who listen. That's like an integral part. So you can refer to you as a group, as fans, and you guys get to feel like you're part of it. Like, I don't know what to call it. Union Jack-Off. It doesn't really lend itself to any nicknames. Like colonialists. That's a bit heavy. That's a bit in the past. Like expats. That's kind of what this is for, to a degree. Like expats, but like in the country of origin, if that makes sense. I don't know. The best I got is jerk-offs. If you guys are cool with being called jerk-offs, please tweet at me at Dan Muggleton. Let me know that you're happy with that. The jerk-offs. You can be like, how you doing, jerk-offs? That's how we can like kick off the episode. You guys will be like, yeah, he's talking to us. Jerk-offs. That's us. That's totally us. We can do that. But if you got anything better, please tweet at me as well. Yeah, or comment on the Facebook page. The Union Jack-Off with Daniel Muggleton. It's all there. Get in touch, man. Send us a message. Let us know what you think of the show. Let us know if you got a good nickname for yourselves. I would appreciate that. And yeah, well, we can use that moving forward, right? We can grow with this thing together. We got Nigel come from Malaysia. That's good, right? We've had some pretty standard Commonwealth countries so far, but I wanted to slip a nice little curveball in there. Malaysia, a country a lot of people wouldn't even associate with the Commonwealth, but there it is, man. Right next to Singapore. Like, this is another Commonwealth country. I'm curious to see what he thinks, because he's been here a little bit longer than me. He's another great comic who's doing real well, real busy. So I'm excited that he squeezed us in. But yeah, so I want to chat to him about that, because like, I think coming from Australia to England, there's cricket, there's rugby, like, there's all that stuff. Whereas Malaysia, like, I don't think they do cricket or rugby. I think they're into different games, probably closer to the Asian side than the Commonwealth side. But like, having been through Malaysia, like I went to Kuala Lumpur when I was like 19 for just a couple of nights, pretty standard touristy stuff. But like walking around, it felt pretty familiar, like there's a big kind of shopping center. The streets very kind of clean, like not that, because I'd just been in Thailand, it wasn't that kind of like street market, street stall kind of thing, like loud noises all the time. It was all, felt pretty normal, felt pretty familiar to me. So I'm curious to see what his thought coming over here, working over here, like his perception. Just because like in Australia, if you were looking at like the biggest kind of immigrant group, like the biggest kind of groups in there, then you'd definitely be thinking like, Asian as in kind of Chinese origin, or like Korean, Japanese, Vietnamese, like those are the kind of big areas. But you're in the UK, there's just not as many. Like it's much more predominantly like Indian, Bangladeshi, Pakistani. So I'm like, how does he kind of fit into that? How does he enjoy living here? If he's got any plans to leave, because like Malaysia's got its little comedy scene going at the moment, like it's kind of booming to a degree. So I'm just wondering if he goes back and he does things down there. So that's why I'm excited to have him on, man. It'll be an interesting perspective. But yeah, it's like it's coming it's coming up to a year that I've been here. You know, we're getting, I think this is what, 10 months now, almost 10 months. And yeah, one of the things that is bothering me is just like, I'm starting to get okay with like English standards of living, like especially in terms of food. You know, I remember before I came here, I was living in Sydney with an English lady. My housemate was English, and one time I just saw her eating dinner, and that was uncooked bread, so just straight bread out the loaf, like not just your standard supermarket bread, and on that was just some cheese, wasn't melted or anything like that, and then she put pepper and tomato sauce on it and was just scoffing it down. And I was like, come on, man, this is unacceptable. You gotta do something to that. And she's like, you'll see when you go to the UK, you'll understand that this constitutes a meal. And she's fucking right. I gotta say, like the longer you live here, the more it's just whatever's in the fridge, you just kind of assemble it, and that's okay. Like I reckon I lived here for 5 years. I'd be okay serving that to someone if they came over. I just get them like grilled cheese, like not like a nice grilled cheese, like different types of cheeses, like some herbs or whatever with nice bread. Nah, just like your Wonder White loaf, just with the plastic cheese right on top there, baking, and it'd be fine. I'm worried about it, man. I'm about to go home though, so I got 3 weeks in Australia at the end of this month, and I'm hoping that just kind of kicks me back into the thing like, no, you deserve better. You know, you can put multiple flavors on the same thing. You can add vegetables. Fruit shouldn't come fun size. That's one of the things here. They have like fun size apples. As in like just an apple that's like half the size of a regular apple. And they're kind of easier to buy than the full size apple. And I thought it was like the soft drinks and like the chocolate bars and stuff that were supposed to come fun size because they're not good for you. Not the fruit. I thought the fruit, if anything, we should make that bigger. So when you have that one piece of fruit, you really get a lot of bang for your buck, you know? I don't know. I'm concerned. I'm concerned that I'm just going to start eating beans from the tin. Just go full English. I don't know. That's okay. I'm gonna keep reporting back. I'm gonna make sure that I don't lose my Australian roots, that I keep respecting myself, essentially, not just letting like the London greyness get you down. But before that, I'm going to talk to Nigel Ng. Could be could be no, could go either way. But I'm going to have a chat to him. I hope you guys enjoy it. You jerk-offs, huh? Is it sticking yet? I don't know. We're going to get there. All right, here is Nigel Ng. We're gonna kick things off.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's happened. I know, like all this lovely smooth conversation, and now the pressure's on.
Yeah. All right.
You're gonna be able to get through it though. Like, you seem like someone who like function well under pressure. You know, I don't see you being flapped.
Yeah, I function well regardless, I think.
Regardless, just in general.
Sometimes life gives you, like a job interview, you got to be able to, as an adult, you got to be able to handle some pressure, right?
But
otherwise,
have you done jobs?
Yeah.
What you still? No, not still.
Still part-time, yeah.
Oh,
because
right.
it's
I was
a
gonna
job
say
I kind of enjoy.
Oh, okay. Because like it's 3 p.m. I was assuming. No, surely that's insane.
I take a lot of days off.
Take a lot of days off.
Yeah.
Okay, but okay, you got what's your job? What do you do?
Work at, I don't know if I can say this. I work at Monzo. It's a startup bank.
I know this. I got a bloody Monzo card in my pocket right now.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm a data scientist there.
You're sponsoring like pretty much every creative person who moves to London.
Yeah,
they've all got the bright orange
credit
card.
history's so bad they can't get a regular bank account.
Oh, dude, not even that. It's just like the address thing, and you got to like go in and all that shit.
Yeah. Oh my god, you gotta have an address, and then to do that you need like utility bills.
Yeah.
To get a utility bill, you gotta have an address. So it's like, how do you?
It's like, how do we do this? How do we pay for the property before we have the address?
Yeah,
it's just like do the first month's rent in cash.
Yeah.
And then get the utility bills and then go to the bank and be like, look, I definitely live here. They're trying to take my money.
I know, yeah. It's really annoying. But
that's cool.
When I came, Monzo wasn't even a thing, so I got to do HSBC and they're just...
HSBC, yeah. Man, that's the thing. My girlfriend did that because, like, you know, there's HSBC in Australia, so you can kind of like apply there and then like they kind of kickstart the process and then you come here.
Yeah.
And it's just like... Man, fuck that. I'm getting a Monzo.
Yeah.
I don't believe.
That's
I'm one of those like scared people too. I'm like, oh, my phone, really? Like, I didn't even have a passcode on my phone. You know, I got no security, and I was just like, nah, Monzo's the only way. Monzo's the way I want to do this.
Yeah, man. Fuck branches. Who needs branches?
Yeah. Well, but the other thing was, I got paid in a check last week.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't even know what to do with that. And I went on the Monzo website, which
They can handle checks.
yeah,
now.
apparently I can drop it in person.
Yeah.
I can just go into the
yeah.
Monzo office, which isn't far from me, and just be like, hey, can you give me money for this weird piece of paper, please?
Yeah, the check. They can't do cash yet.
They can't do cash.
That's coming.
That's coming.
Hopefully.
Is that the big scoop from this episode? Monzo will soon.
Every
have
bank
cash.
needs to be able to accept cash, right? So
I mean, not anymore. Like, that's the
Really?
thing. Monzo works like. Look, in fairness, because you did Edinburgh Fringe Festival as well.
Yeah.
You know how you get your fat stack of cash from the Edinburgh Fringe? Yeah, I've still got that sitting around. I don't know what to do with it.
really,
Yeah.
Well, HSBC, Edinburgh HSBC, they have a coin counting machine.
They have a coin counting machine. These
Yep.
are my notes.
Really?
Yeah. So
It's in there.
yeah.
Coin counting machine just deposits to your bank account same day.
What with notes as well? They do both.
Yeah, they got like notes as well.
Anything.
Yeah. But
Fuck.
coins also. Yeah.
No one told me about this. I just like it. Like every now and again, my girlfriend gives me shit about my income, and I'm just like, look at this fat stack of cash. Look at this wad.
Just grab it to Sainsbury's and put it in a self-checkout. Is that what you do?
Oh man, that's one of my favorite things during the Fringe because you get all the change as well.
Yeah.
Just shopping and then paying entirely at the self-checkout with just tiny coins. Just watching everyone behind you go fucking crazy.
Oh, I hate those people, man.
Well, yeah, I know. That's the thing. I'm disrupting people like you, people with jobs and shit. I'm like, nah, man, I'll take my time.
Yeah, get your shit together and turn them into like digital money.
Yeah,
what are you
that's
doing?
I mean, I like it. The first year, I paid like £120 in pound coins for a train ticket because I was so incensed by the cost of the train home because I booked on the day. I didn't know yet.
Oh yeah, you gotta
Like
that's how they get you, man.
English trains. If you haven't been to the UK before, like 3 months before you get here, book your fucking train. All right, just book your train. Otherwise, you're gonna get stung.
Yep.
They are taking you down.
3 months before, you could have gone first class with £120.
Exactly.
You know, free dinner.
2 tickets. I've never gone first class. That's my dream.
Another trick: if you go take it on a weekend, first class upgrade, probably like £15 to £20.
15, 20 pounds.
Yeah, if you take a train on a weekend, you get free water, free food, free breakfast.
Really? So
Only
you
on
can,
weekends though.
So you can like get. You reckon it's worth like the £15? You can eat £15 worth of train food.
Nah, you probably still end up losing a bit of money, but you get like a big seat all to yourself, right? You get people serving you with free sparkling water all the time and croissants, bananas.
Well, I like that you mentioned the sparkling water because you know I'm a polite fellow when someone comes here to have a chat on the podcast. And I was like, "What do you want?" And Nigel's like, "Fuck yeah, give me a sparkling water."
Yeah,
I think this is a common thread.
It's great.
Is this
my
this
favorite,
your,
man?
Is this your treat?
No, this is it's like soda, right?
Yeah, it's like soda water. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like healthy soda.
Healthy soda. Oh wait,
Yeah.
as in like you like the bubbles of soda.
Yeah, the
but you don't
bubble,
want
the
sugar.
sting. Yeah,
The sting.
you gotta have the sting, man. You can't just.
The sting of soda. Have you
Yeah.
like drunk alcohol before? That's what the sting's for. Like you know, you have like a whiskey where it's like
No, that's not a sting. Whiskey's nice.
whiskey's.
Yeah, sparkling water stings more than whiskey, man.
I do not believe you at all, but I like the confidence with which you said it. You know?
Yeah, I love whiskey.
You love
Whiskey's
whiskey?
great. Yeah.
So you got the sparkling water when you you want to sting, you want to feel something. You got the whiskey,
Yeah, sometimes you put the sparkling water in the whiskey, make a highball.
a highball. Yeah,
Yeah.
my mum drinks that. That's like my mum barely drinks, but when she drinks like scotch and soda, I'm like,
Yeah, man.
You're a
Scotch and soda.
You're a strange human being. I don't know.
It's a very middle class drink, man.
Scotch and soda? How dare
Yeah.
you say that about my mum? She's upper middle. How
Yeah,
dare you?
Well. Yeah.
I mean, she started upper middle. Now she's a nurse, and I think nurse is technically working class, right? If you're a nurse, I think you got to fall into that category.
It depends, man. I think I don't know how the class system in like Australia is. That what
I'm from Australia. absolutely
Australia,
right,
yeah. I don't know how it works there, but here it's not really about the money, right? Here
Yeah.
it's more like a attitude towards life.
It's
You
an
know?
attitude and who your parents are. It's one
Yeah.
of those two things.
Yeah.
Usually in conjunction.
Yeah.
What's it like? Well, I guess we should just say this is Nigel Ng.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I was actually that's the first thing that's written down on my sheet of paper, because I'm an Australian person. I've actually met Asian people before, like in the UK. Like, you know, some people probably haven't. In those like little towns like Wolverhampton, it's like what's going on down there?
Oh my god, they've never talked to. Some towns I do is like they've never talked to an Asian person without ordering something. You know what I mean? And it's they're not used to it. The first few minutes they stare at me and just uncertain.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, you know, there's not a lot of Asian people in a country. When I've been to Chinese joints here, where like the waitress is white, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, we just ran out. It's not enough.
Just like, wait, of the meal? Like, no, we got all the food, but we just don't have any Chinese people to serve it. Sorry, it's not an authentic experience anymore.
Yeah,
that's like in the country in Australia that still happens. Like,
really?
But only like way out. Like that's in like small country towns. Like even in like big country towns, there's like multiple restaurants, and none of that like Chinese / Vietnamese shit they're doing here.
Oh,
it's like, we're doing two completely different cuisines in the same restaurant.
Chinese restaurant called Little Saigon. I've seen that, man.
You've seen that? Oh,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Did you just go in and just be like, I want to speak to the manager about this name. This is a joke. What are you doing? Oh man. But wait, so you're from Malaysia, which Commonwealth country.
Yep.
I think one of the sneaky ones. I think you'd have to call that a sneaky Commonwealth country.
Sneaky Commonwealth country.
As in, most people wouldn't associate you with the fantastic British Empire we all know and love.
Really? Well, we grew up. Well, I grew up there. We studied there, so that's drilled into us. So I don't know how it's perceived from the outside.
In the schooling, it's like
we got British rule until 1957. You know.
Yeah, I got that written down too.
They built that like train tracks and got Chinese people in to do business and Indian people in to rubber plantation or something.
Rubber. I don't
it's
know
very
about
racist
rubber.
now that if you take it out of context.
I think in the context it was racist, but at the time it was just considered good business.
Yeah.
Which is, that was, I think a lot of business back in the day was very racist.
Oh, yeah.
It was like,
people don't know better, you know?
Yeah, who's the group of people that are willing to work for cheap these days? Yeah, get them in.
Yeah. I mean, kind of still happens, right?
Oh, definitely,
like any
man.
call center outsourcing operation.
Absolutely.
Right? You might hear a Swedish person on the neck on the end of the line, you know?
So, yeah, we outsourced to Sweden. They're just very lovely.
Yeah, even if we call IKEA, I'm pretty sure it's not a Swedish person answering.
Is that the same here? Because, like, I don't have do you have a landline here? You don't really have landlines anymore.
No, I don't have a landline.
Was it the same, like, in Malaysia back in the day? Did they pretend to be from Malaysia?
What do you mean?
Because that's what they do in Australia. They're like, it's like an Indian dude, like, for sure. But they're like, no, my name's Steve from Melbourne. How's the rain? And I'm like, what?
You mean like when you call someone up?
When they call you, like when it's like the telemarketer or like when it's like the call center, like they pretend. They're like, no, like I'm in Melbourne right now. The weather's this temperature. And you're like, what?
Wow.
Yeah.
I never really got telemarketers calling me growing up. Yeah, that wasn't really a thing in Malaysia.
No telemarketers?
So, yeah.
What?
Surprising, right?
Why? You guys don't have, charities or...
I think we
the
run different
service?
Scams, you know. we had a lot of what do you call it? Pyramid scheme marketing people, salespeople, that
so
kind
you
of
got to
thing.
get it on the bottom floor and give us this money.
You got to have connections, and you sell it to 5 people, and the 5 people sell it to 5 people.
Do you still get the other scams, like the tax office, like someone pretending to be the tax office? I got that done to me, and I fell hook, line,
really?
and sinker. Yeah, they told me I was getting arrested for tax evasion. I was like, holy shit.
Oh, what do you do? What did you give them?
I didn't give them anything. That was the weirdest bit, because they didn't ask for any details yet. They were just like, if we don't resolve this soon, on Monday there's gonna be someone coming to arrest you. And it was just like, it was so funny, because you know when just someone nails your precise weakness with their like generic, like kind of, it's an open net, right?
Yeah.
They're just calling everybody, playing the same, it's like a robotic voice. It's this whole crazy thing. And then like, it was just that I hadn't done my tax for like 4 years. I'm a fucking comedian. I don't know what forms are for, right? They're terrifying. Forms terrify me.
Well, this is where having a job helps, man.
Exactly.
Do you ever have a job?
Never.
Okay.
Never. But I didn't do comedy the whole time. I never had like a job. I back in Australia, I used to run like pub trivia. I used to run, like, it was a nationwide company. I used to run the bit in Sydney. So like it was only like the middle stuff that I had to handle. I'd I'd find pubs, I'd sign them up, I'd do the tech stuff, I'd train hosts, recruit hosts, all that stuff. But like never anything with a form. You know, like I did the pure middle, like that proper, like what Karl Marx hated. It's like no work for maximum reward. I was doing that shit.
Yeah, I think that's lucky, man. You know, as a foreign person, you got to handle forms, man. Otherwise, you'd be deported.
Well, I mean, that dude, I perfect, of course. I fucked up my visa coming here.
I got to practice, man. I had a friend who she accepted an unpaid internship in London. She's from America, right?
Yeah.
So because she's American, she never handled these like immigration stuff before. So when she came to London, the passport control asked her like, "What are you here for?" She said, "To work." Big red flag, right? An immigrant would never say, even if you are to work, just here looking around, you know, seeing shit.
Regardless of the situation.
Yeah, don't say to
holiday.
work. Yeah, holiday, man. Just going to see Big Ben and riding the big Ferris wheel, you know.
That's just drilled into you young. It's just
you hear these horror stories, man, and then you just, you know.
Yeah, oh for sure. Because is it the same? Do you get the same?
And then she got deported. So
she got deported.
Back to America.
But it was unpaid. You could be like, no, it's unpaid. Like,
it still counts as being employed.
I guess you're still technically taking a job from someone who's able to work here.
Yeah, I think they're just being dicks, man.
That is being dicks. Yeah, I don't like that. I like the thing they do with comedy. Like when I used to come through here before I lived here, you'd be like, I'm here for like the Edinburgh Festival. We don't need any forms, right? Great. Again, they noticed. Comedians, no forms.
Okay.
Just walk the fuck in, right? So they'd always be like, oh, you're here for the festival, huh? Do you know Jimmy Carr? And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, have you heard of Jimmy Carr? And I'm like, yeah. And like, what about, and like some fucking old English comedian you haven't heard of? Like, you know Ken Dodd? And you're like, nah, sorry, man, I don't really know English comedy. And they're like, okay. Welcome to the UK, sir. It's like, what if I didn't know Jimmy Carr, I wouldn't get in? Like, what the
deported.
Fuck? But they do it real casual. Like, oh, I like comedy as well. Do you like? You know, it's like this real cheeky.
Yeah.
It's like they're not going to ask you straight out. Whereas in America, it's like comedian. You're like, yeah, and they're like, good luck.
Yeah.
They just let you in.
Oh my god, that was. I wonder what you have to say to get deported.
I mean, I think I'm here to work.
Yeah. I don't give a shit about your stupid comedians. I'm doing my own shit, you know?
Yeah. It's like, what? You guys aren't funny. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Do you know Jimmy Carr? No, but he should know me. That's what, you know.
No, but he knows me. Like, get out of here. He's very rude. We like him.
No, I can't handle small talk with border patrol officers, man. You know, that's like, imagine if you like it's like having a small talk with your prison guard. You know, he can do like crazy shit to you. I just get nervous, man. I've been stopped at airports so many times now for random extra bag checks and
bullshit. You properly get that.
They pull me, and I have the visas and everything, man.
Do you reckon that's extra because like Malaysia is a Muslim country, or like,
it's probably Muslim, third world, developing, I guess.
Yeah, we're developing now, come on, mate. 2018.
Yeah, I had to apply for. I remember one time I had to fly. We went on holiday to Cuba, and we had to transit through Canada.
Yeah.
And I had to apply for a transit visa, which I didn't know, just to transit through Toronto.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, these are the things that I would not even...
Yeah, my wife, she's German. She should just apply for an electronic one online. It gets approved in 20 minutes.
Of course.
Yeah, mine, you have to go to the place, scan your thumbs, and I don't want to live in Canada,
in case you just work illegally in the airport before your flight.
Yeah.
You know? Like, what if this guy just gets a
duty-free shop?
This
sell luggages to people.
Yeah, it's just like, fuck, man. You just let them in for 1 second and they're already taking our jobs. It's unbelievable.
It's like, our country's not that great, dude. You know, I have a life here, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to give that up just because your duty-free shop is amazing, you know?
Yeah. Oh, man. Those Chinese billionaires must just be like, what the fuck? You think I want to come here?
Yeah,
I'm a king. I'm a king in China. You think I give a shit about Canada?
Yeah, it's these little things that, well, in my stand-up, I try to talk about it in a way that white people understand.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
We appreciate it as a group.
It's just so foreign to you guys. It's, you know, like, there's this stuff. It's like bubble tea, where it's, you know it all the time, but white people are like, what the fuck is that? That's what, like, my visa and passport control process is.
I got into bubble tea on, like, the ground floor. So, Yeah, but I think the passport thing, I totally know what you mean because, like, I just don't think about it because my passport is kind of, like, damaged. Like, it's got, like, water damage.
Oh, my God.
I know, exactly. Yeah.
That's the privilege. First world privilege, man.
But this is the thing.
Shit, yeah.
This is the privilege, right? That's, like, the base level privilege. The actual privilege is now I get annoyed when they take longer. Because they're like, it doesn't scan. I'm like, yeah, it's water damage. It's been like that for ages. Just fucking let me through.
Yeah.
Like, that's my attitude. Whereas, like, anyone else would be like, yeah, sorry about the water damage.
Oh, yeah. My God. If there was water damage, if my passport was water damage, I'll go to the Malaysian consulate immediately to get a replacement. Like, my passport expires in June next year.
Yeah.
And in November, I'm probably going to go get a new one because I always want to have 6 months on it at least.
And mine's expiring in January.
You see?
And it's just like, I'm like, it's water damage. I'm leaving the country in like a month. And I'm like, that'll be fine.
Privilege is the ability to not ability, privilege gives you, it makes you not have to plan shit out. And it's nice.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the gift of not worrying.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's like whatever happens, I can sort this out at the time.
Yeah, things will be all right, you know.
But then, like, I get that, but like, I'm kind of hairy and like a little bit more brown than some white people, right?
Yeah.
And then I get my girlfriend who's like the whitest person, and like pretty and like with a smile. So like then I see like her privilege.
Oh yeah, that's the next level, man.
It's just like she can just kind of stand next to her bags at an airport and someone will walk along and be like, where would you like me to carry these? Like that's her level,
Wow.
It's like
that'd be nice.
There's an echelon, man. Like white dudes, we're still pretty much the top, but
yeah, man,
we got our problems.
We're not getting there. We got crazy rich Asians now. You know, now the stereotype is we're all rich.
I know, isn't that great? Because
I don't know, man.
I haven't seen the movie yet. I wanted to see it because I know Ronnie from Australia, right?
Yeah, he plays a small part in it. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
The movie itself, I didn't really enjoy it.
It wasn't about you didn't enjoy the crowning moment of your people.
No, is that a crowning moment for our people? I thought Rush Hour was Rush Hour, man. That was fucking it was so good. We didn't even have to say there was an Asian person in it. Yeah, that's how good it was. We don't care about the representation. We'll let
hey, this is just a good movie.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
That's the thing about like they're doing the women movies now, where it's like the women movies.
Yeah, Ghostbusters and
my girlfriend and I saw Ocean's 8, right? And it was. Sorry, like I know this is like a very niche thing, but I just remember like in the cinema because I'm an asshole. Like I was watching the movie with my girlfriend. It's a bad movie. Even my girlfriend, who is a woman, said it was a bad movie at the time. You know what I mean? Like this isn't like a gender thing. It was just this is an objectively shit film, no matter what you've got between your legs, right? And then the one thing was like Ocean's 8 out of 11. I'm like that's pretty much like the wage gap. You know? That's like the same ratio.
That's really funny.
It's just like they could only afford 8 people. And then I looked at the budget, and it's like literally the wage gap is the difference between the Ocean's 8 budget and the Ocean's 11 budget. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy.
That is funny. That should be a bit, man.
That should be a bit? Nah, come on now. I don't do anything that's pro women. No, but it's just it's funny. Like, crazy rich Asians. Like, do you feel like people being like, Nige, man, you must love it. Must be so good.
No, nobody's even watched it here.
What?
I went to its box office is doing really well in America because there are a lot of Asian Americans, right? But here I went to Westfield, Shepherd's Bush, Sunday afternoon screening. Like it was 12 of us, 12 Asian people in there. That's it. It was, I think there's just not enough Asians here.
Man, there aren't Asians here. I've found that weird coming from Australia where there's heaps of Asians.
Yeah, because it's kind of, it's very few.
Do you find it weird? Are you like, where is everybody? What's going on?
Yeah, I find it weird, and then I go to Chinatown, and I feel normal again. But I feel that there isn't as much like social justice type stuff here. You know what I mean? In America, especially if you're on Twitter, you see all these retweets and about. Yeah. It's good and bad in a way, right? But here, there's rarely that.
Well, I think there's less people on Twitter here. Australia's even less. Like Australia, fuck all people are on Twitter. Whereas in the States, like I swear someone told me it's like 300 million in the States, like 200 million are on Twitter.
Oh,
it's like whoa, like that's crazy. Whereas like Australia, there's like 25 million. I reckon there's like 3 on Twitter, maybe. Like it's just not a thing.
Yeah, and I think sometimes Asians we tend to be as a culture sometimes a bit invisible. I find we are all people who are Asians. When I say Asians, I probably mean like East Asians, Southeast Asians type people. When we are here, we tend to be here because we went to uni here, and then we got a white collar job, and then we work in an office. So we don't hear much about them because when do you ever hear about the corporate world? You know what I mean?
It's true. The corporate world just kind of sticks to itself.
Yeah,
and like they don't really give a shit about anything apart from money. You know? Like it's not really.
Well, they care about things. they do care about stuff, man. Like airline miles and getting the next tier on your health insurance. Corporate health. Oh, I remember when I was working at a corporate job.
Wait, what was your corporate job?
I used to work at Deloitte.
Deloitte, like the bank?
Yeah. No, it's not a bank. It's a professional services firm, financial / consultancy / accounting type thing.
But anyways, I thought it was kind of like finance.
Yeah, they do a lot of different things.
Okay, so jack of many trades. You're at Deloitte.
Yeah, they would. So your health insurance, you would get like an Apple Watch or something, and then if you hit your certain step goals, you get to the next tier, and the next tier will give you like free first class tickets to British Airways or. They
talk
like a
about
little
reward system within Deloitte?
Where they try to get you to like take the stairs more, and then you get a free train ride to Amsterdam on the Eurostar or something.
I'd be so good at that. I love taking the stairs. Fuck.
I would totally just like game the system. Right?
Yeah, of course. You're working in the financial sector. It's not about achieving the goal. It's about making people see that you've achieved the goal.
But that's you achieve your metric.
Yeah,
by all means. So that they're not very visible. It's less likely that we come here for the arts. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, definitely. Generally, like, surely even people like us who are in the arts, we still came here for the financial side of the arts. Like there's there's like more money to be made in the UK than in Australia, and I assume Malaysia. I know Malaysia's got a little bit of a scene now popping up, but not anywhere near here.
Yeah, well, I came here for the quality of life also, and...
So that's the thing. In Australia, this is a step down in terms of quality of life. It's an absolute backward step.
Yeah.
With their shitty produce.
You want to be a starving
sunlight.
artist in a place where you're surrounded by food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to be a starving artist because you have to... You know what I mean? The quality of life is better here.
Yeah, for sure. So wait, how long have you been UK? Like, when'd you come?
2015, mid-2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you said you came with your wife, who's German.
Yeah.
So where'd you guys meet?
We met in Malaysia, actually.
She was working out there?
She just did like this exchange thing at the theater. I was volunteering there to help out, putting up lights and stuff. So I just started talking, and then we both studied in America as well.
So you went to school over there?
Yeah, I went to school in America. I started comedy there in America, in Chicago.
Wait, you went to like Second City and shit?
No, I just did stand-up, man. I went to a proper like...
you started comedy there. Sorry, I thought you said you studied comedy.
No, I started comedy.
Isn't that
there.
the most insane? Sorry, like this is the most insane shit to me.
Uh-huh.
Like here, there's a degree in comedy. You can get a degree in comedy from a UK university. As an Australian person, I'm disgusted. Like that should not be a thing.
Yeah, I don't think.
Absolutely.
What do you teach in there?
I don't know. It's just like this is how you get your Monzo account. Edinburgh's got the coin counting machine. You're gonna want that, and this is
book your train tickets early.
Yeah, it's just like, and then just like a megabus thing. It's just like this is how you use the megabus for maximum value. You're gonna want to get a seat towards the back, not at the front in case there's an accident. Not in the middle because the bathrooms there you want to go back, probably 2/3 because the back row will feature a family that talks the whole time, every single time. That back row, man, it's brutal.
Megabus, man. Every comic has that horror story.
Oh man, no, I just live it. Like, it's just I'm just watching the same episode over and over. But it's fine. Like I don't really mind. But it's just like, the one thing I can't get is like, I think white people have this sensibility of being on the phone that other people don't have. Like white people on the phone is generally like quite quiet. It's kind of like, sorry, I'm on a bus. Like that's like the start of the conversation.
Yeah.
Whereas other people are just like, I'm on the phone.
Yeah, that's a great observation. White people start, sorry, I'm on a bus.
That's
Other people, hey, I'm on the bus. What's up?
Yeah, exactly. Man, so glad you called. I'm on this boring fucking bus.
Yeah. Entertain me.
I'm going to yell at you in a language you're going to try and pick for the next half hour. All the white people on the bus are being like, "What fucking language is that?" I just
fucking FaceTiming each other with hands free on. Oh my god,
dude, that's one of my favorite things, like about like the cab, because like the cabs in Australia are mainly driven by like Asian immigrants, so talking like like East Asian or like Indian, Bangladeshi, Pakistani. So that's the thing. I still don't know. This is what I wanted to ask you this 100%. So in Australia, Nigel Ng, you are an Asian person.
Yep.
You're from Malaysia. The key's in the name, Asia. So here, when they say Asian, they basically mean Indian or Pakistani or Bangladeshi or Sri Lankan.
Yep.
What do they call you?
Man, sometimes they have to think, man.
They have to give it a minute because
It depends. I have a bit about that, and I ask everywhere I go. Sometimes Chinese comes up a lot.
Well, see, in Australia, a lot of people would call what they call Asian here Indian because it's just the bigger one.
Yeah.
Which is wrong, I think. I don't think you should say that. Like, not like it's offensive, but just like I think it's inaccurate. Because in Australia, I'd say brown. I'd just say like you're a brown person, and then there's Asians, and then there's black people, and that's kind of like the three. And South Americans, I don't even know.
They're brown too.
They're brown too, yeah. So I'd say brown for them as well. And then and then when you get like Middle East and stuff, it's kind of tricky. But then you still probably call them brown. I'd probably go with that's it. There's white, black, brown, Asian. That's my four.
Yeah, why not yellow? White, black, brown, yellow.
Because Asian people aren't yellow. That's the thing. Brown people are brown.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know where this yellow thing came
You've got
from.
a yellow shade to it, I guess.
I've never looked at an Asian and been like, "That's a prime color right there."
Yeah.
Like that's insane. Like we're sitting next to some sunflowers.
Yeah,
like, that is not the skin tone. I don't get it. Like I really don't get that. Like, cause I'm just curious about over here. Cause like these are like, cause like in Australia definitely be Asian. I assume Chinese is the other one. I was gonna say, is anyone calling you Oriental?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I get Oriental.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Usually that in Australia, that'd be like,
it's very offensive.
That'd just be like everyone like, what?
Yeah.
Like that's not even up to date racism.
Yeah.
That's like, dude, like we've got better with the slurs. That one's too many syllables. You don't want a 3-syllable slur.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, 4.
You can't yell that off a moving car. It's too many syllables.
Yeah, you only get to Orient, and then the car's up. It's just like, I am from the Orient, I guess.
The
What's
Orient.
this guy's thing? Okay.
Yeah, I like my joke is about that is like when I fill out forms now I have to check Chinese because otherwise I'll have to check other.
The other box.
And nobody wants to check that.
Other's not good.
Leftovers.
Yeah.
Right? Miscellaneous, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like, sorry, we didn't actually... You're not important enough to be on the form.
Sorry, man. Asterisk.
It's just like, we haven't actually invented a word for that yet. We'll get back to you.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
But okay, so that's interesting. So you studied in the States. Where'd you study?
Northwestern, near Chicago.
Near Chicago.
Yeah.
Cool. And you met your lady in Malaysia. Mm-hmm. But then you met her in Malaysia, and then you both studied.
Yeah, she was in San Fran and New York, so we traveled to meet each other during the breaks. And,
oh man, that seems like proper romantic shit.
Yeah, it was fun, man.
Is she what kind of German is she? Where German?
Hamburg,
North.
Yeah. I think
very
so.
Hamburg's right at the top. Sorry, man. I'm a white person.
All right, you know your geography.
We know Germany. No, I studied German at school because I look a bit ethnically ambiguous. So it's like if I speak German, everyone's like, oh, he's white. That's not.
That
that's
helps.
not.
Definitely helps.
If he speaks a European language for no reason, he must be a white person.
Yeah.
He must be. What? Learning Chinese? That'd be useful. Nah, fuck that shit.
It's not easy, man. Learning Chinese as a white person.
I've heard Indonesian's real easy. Like that's like the easiest language to learn. It's
very similar to Malay in Malaysian.
Really?
Yeah, there's certain words that we do differently. We say differently, but yeah, it's quite similar.
Okay.
So Malay is easy.
Malay's easy?
Yeah, the pronunciation's very fixed.
Okay.
And it's letters, right?
Right.
So you don't have
it's
to deal with
characters.
Yeah,
it's like,
characters, a whole other level of hard.
Do you still call it pinyin if it's Malay or
no? Pinyin of Mandarin. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Malay is just Malay. Yeah.
Just Malay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And what? So did you? Because you got that accent. International school?
No. I went to a Chinese vernacular school.
Chinese vernacular.
Yeah.
School.
In Malaysia, we have these things called. Well, we have to. It's like private school, but not really. It's like the majority of them are Chinese Malaysians, and they all We did like the government high school syllabus. So we also did some like Chinese and Taiwanese syllabus.
Okay.
So we did like 2 things at once, and yeah, it's complicated. But I grew up speaking mostly Mandarin.
Okay.
But at home, I would speak Mandarin and English together. It depends on what language my parents started the conversation with.
All right,
we
but
just responded that language.
But they're both ethnically Chinese?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like in Malaysia, it's like ethnic Chinese and then
Malays,
Malays and then
Indians.
Indians.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of like Singapore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Similar thing. Is the ethnically Chinese the kind of upper class, or does it swing?
I think all race. Yeah, I guess if you're doing broad strokes, yeah.
Yeah.
We probably have the most money, I guess. But obviously there are really rich Indian people and really.
Oh no,
rich,
of course.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But really, really broad strokes. Yeah.
Okay. And then is it? Yeah. Because I just know in Singapore, I think it's kind of that way.
Yeah.
Like it definitely skews that way.
Yeah, in Singapore more severely it skews that way.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And is there still much of like a British thing? You said like in the school, like it's all kind of rammed in. It's like no, we're a former colony. We got our independence, but is the Queen on the money or any of that shit?
No, Queen's not on the money.
Yeah, we got the Queen on our money.
Really?
She's there.
Ah.
Old QE too.
That's
She's
why
there.
you get the 2-year visa.
That's it, buddy. Yeah, fuck. That's so funny that you don't get that visa. Like you got to get like a proper thing. And in Australia, it's like, no, mate, come back.
Yeah. Oh,
You're a bloody criminal. Come back in. Get involved again.
Nah, it is what it is.
Yeah. But I mean, you're getting the settlement thing. My thing doesn't contribute to a settlement thing at all.
Like, what are you gonna do if you want to stay here for longer than 2 years?
I think I got to get the promising talent or whatever. Like how I know
hard to get.
I don't know. Apparently not. Apparently it's quite easy. I assume again, white person, quite easy. This is the assumption I start with. For me, it's probably easy, and then it'll gain difficulty over time.
I don't know. If it were easy, I would think. I think I would have seen like a lot more shit Australian comics here, but I can't really think of any that most of them are pretty good.
Well, I think because see in Australia, right? There's like no comedy scene, really. Like there's like a little bit, but like there's no money, so you can't really do it professionally. So if you do comedy, you kind of want to, you know what I mean? You know how you hear like some people just do it because like it's like a means to an end, and like some kind of like they want to write or do like acting or something. So you have these like weird kind of insertions into the comedy scene.
Yeah.
Whereas in Australia, it's just like you just do it for the reason that you want to do it. Like there's no end goal. So I think when we come over here, it's kind of like, we've kind of done that for a while, and now we need some money, so we come here. So we've got to be good, Like it's just one of those things where like it'd be weird. I know a couple of people that came over here and started, and I'm like, that blows my mind. It's like, man, you got this whole country where you can just do shit, and get better, and then come here.
Man. I was really happy that I got that chance to be anonymous and get better in Chicago.
Yeah,
you come here, you hit the ground running,
Oh man, and Chicago is such a beautiful kind of scene as well. There's like plenty
it's great.
going on.
I highly recommend anyone who's starting out to hang around there for a year or two.
So when were you in Chicago?
2010 to 2015. Well, I went to uni near Chicago, but I would just take we call it the L, the tube there down to the city.
Right.
It's a 45-minute train ride, and then I just do open mics, shows.
Was this in the heady days of Hannibal, or was that?
It was
after he left?
Hannibal. Hannibal was.
What about
big.
like Kenny DeForest?
Yeah.
Miles,
briefly,
Clark Jones.
I was still open micing at that point, but they were already the stalwarts of the scene.
Yeah. Right. No, because Chicago is fucking battered above its weight. It's produced heaps of people.
Yeah, man, it's a great place to get good.
Like John Mulaney, one of the biggest in the world, straight out of Chicago.
Pete Holmes.
Yeah.
Kyle Kinane.
Yeah, TJ Miller as well.
Yeah. All of them.
The semi-controversial TJ Miller.
Yep. Drew Michael just got an HBO special.
Oh, yeah, he's Chicago as well.
Yeah.
So did you know them like back in the day?
I've met them and shook hands with them at their shows. I was still an open micer at that point, so they probably won't know who I am.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
No, but it's just like, it must have been cool to kind of start with people who were excellent. And then you can be like, oh yeah, fuck, you can totally do this.
Yeah.
Then they get success, and you're like, fuck, I could get success.
Yeah,
I've shook their hands. This is good stuff. So did you start doing comedy in 2010? So you've been going a while.
2011, I started. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'm a slow learner, man, and I never like even now I'm not like full time committed to it.
Yeah.
But I'm also a very slow. I was so shit in the first 4 years, really.
Oh, dude, you got to be
I'm a
shit.
slow learner.
But
Yeah,
you're like young though.
27.
Yeah, that's young. I'm 29. I'm old.
Yeah,
Old
only
as
2
dirt.
years older.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
look at you. You seem like a man. You can fill out forms. You work for the place that keeps my money. You know,
Yeah.
these are all adult things.
Those things are easy though. Those have a very concrete end goal. You fill out a form. There's a very concrete. Okay, you finished this task. Check it off. Comedy is never ending.
See, but this is this kind of logic shit that I just can't, you know, because you're absolutely
yeah.
right. You're absolutely right. But I'm like, but I have to fill out the form. Whereas
Yeah.
comedy, see, the thing is, right? The great thing with like something like comedy is like, say it's like a form, you can half fill it out, but you can hand it to the person who needs the form in such a way that it seems filled out, and she stamps it anyway.
Yeah.
And people are like, fuck, that form was half filled out, but it looked so filled out.
Oh my god.
We should give him
No,
the
we
thing
can't do that.
anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas like with forms, you got to fill it out properly. They don't give a fuck how charismatic you are. They don't give a fuck if you're tall. You know, you
Yeah.
can't trick them.
I think it's part of the culture. In Asia, we like I grew up very like. I was good at maths and science and all the very concrete, logical things, rigid things.
But then you've ended up in comedy in a completely non-Asian country.
Yeah, I also have that little creative streak.
Little creative streak,
So
just
I
a little
try to
one,
mesh them.
just a little boy, just to the side.
Yeah, and to be honest, my creative streak is, I would say it's little because you see the very creative and unique and innovative things people do here with comedy, and my stuff just feels formulaic.
Man.
Well, because I'm just, I'm not absurd and out there. I just talk about my life, and
Man, I was thinking about this the other day, and like I totally know what you mean. I think I'm the same. Like you see these people coming up with this stuff, and like I don't know if it's the same for you, but like when you do you dream at night? Do you remember your dreams?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes are they always like rooted in reality?
Oh yeah, most of the
Yeah,
time.
man, me too. I was thinking about this. Like those people that have like the crazy shit and the absurd stuff. They must have those proper dreams, where it's like a dragon and like, some crazy shit, and you're like going through the space-time continuum.
Yeah.
Whereas like all my dreams I think they're probably like yours. They're all non-fiction dreams.
Yeah, they're all like dreams where I'm doing something normal, but I just forgot something.
Exactly, yeah. It's just like, oh man, it was the craziest dream. I forgot that I had to be somewhere. So I was running late and texting a guy.
Yeah.
And then I bumped into someone I know. And you're like, and that was it. That's it.
Yeah.
I had a friend who's like, all his dreams were like waiting for something to happen. Like he'd be like about to buy
Fucking, he's like waiting for Godot, his dreams.
just like waiting to buy a hoodie or just like just like waiting for the bus. And then he'd always wake up before the thing happened. Like his whole dream was just in line.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? I would love the simplicity of that. Just but yeah, I find that funny because I think that's I think Australia, I wouldn't say like it's like an Asian influence at all, but it's like just the idea of creativity in Australia is so absurd. Like where like you go to uni to learn how to do your job, you do your job, you buy a house. Hopefully during your lifetime your team wins a premiership and then you die. And that's it.
Yeah.
It's got a working class attitude, because we're convicts done good. Like that's the thing.
Yeah, and it works for a lot of people, and it's sometimes it's nice to have a path to follow.
Oh, dude, can you imagine? Like that's the thing. I'd love there to be not like a form to fill out for comedy, but just like a thing, just like a kind of checklist. It's like, you've done this yet? Cool. All right, this is the next thing you got to do. It's like, oh, cool.
That's
okay.
why I love those like Asian RPG games. It's very linear. You level up at this level, you gain the skill. At this level, you gain the skill. That sounds like life in Australia.
Pretty much,
it's
yeah.
nice, and then you play these. I never go into the Western style like RPG games where you just walk around the map. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's just like, hey,
Give
do
me
you
a
want to
goal and objective.
Yeah, it's like, hey, do you want to play the violin for a bit? It's like, yeah, it sounds great.
It's open, too open-ended for me, man.
Yeah, you want an end goal. You want like Diablo as like a.
No, I'm thinking like Final Fantasy.
Oh, right. So it's just like
not the newest one, but like the old ones where you just walk around the world. You level up. But Pokemon, it's a great example.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what level you're gonna evolve into a Charmeleon or something. And you just level 16. Fuck yeah.
How was your day? It was a fucking good day. I evolved into a chameleon. I nailed it. It's so good. No, I dig that.
Yeah, I dig some structure in my life, man.
Well, that's why you got that part-time. You got a little part-time job.
Yeah, it makes me really happy. I actually like. If I have nothing to do, it just makes me really miserable.
Just you need something.
Yeah, if all I have to do that day is to get to a gig, it's like, what am I gonna fill my time with? You know.
That's you can go on a podcast. That's one of the options.
Yeah. It's fun. It's nice to have these things punctuating the regular structure.
Yeah.
But I can't. I still need that scaffolding.
No, I like that. I think that's fair. And
Yeah.
there was it. So did you kind of have that job lined up, or did you come here with your wife and then
Oh, I just came here and tried to find something here. But
try to find something here?
I think I'm just very good at interviewing.
You're very good at interviewing. That's like your strong suit.
Yeah, I used to work at a call center.
You used to work at a call center. You said there was no bloody calls in Malaysia. Was this not in Malaysia?
No, in America.
Oh, okay.
In America.
Right. Sorry.
So I worked at the call center for 4 years. I got to be a supervisor there. I got really good at it. I'm a smooth operator, man. And even now, if you call me,
a smooth operator was that
yeah,
just a pun creeping in?
Oh no,
I'm at a call center. I'm a smooth operator.
Pun, yeah.
There you go.
But if you talk to me on the phone now, millennials have that stereotype about being really afraid of calling somebody.
Yeah. You're not.
I'm the opposite. You call.
Ruthless.
I call people. Hey, how's it going? My name is Nigel Ng. I'm looking for this. Looking for this guy. Yeah, very, very smooth.
Very smooth.
Oh, I'm great at leaving voicemails, man.
That's
I'm fucking amazing. This is a skill I have.
Yeah. Well, how long is your general voicemail? Like, do you reckon there's a time?
No,
like
it's just
optimum voicemail.
The optimum voicemail. Yeah, boil down what you want into one sentence.
Yeah.
Say who you are. Say what you want.
Yeah.
And repeat your number twice.
Repeat the number twice.
Yeah.
I think that's
because
good.
the first time you say your number, they're probably looking for a pen.
Yeah, and the
right?
second time.
And then so say,
Mate.
hello, this is Nigel Ng calling. I'm just returning your call on this thing that we just discussed earlier. So yeah, give me a call back when you can. My number is 078-350-62553. Again, that's 078-350-62553. Kind of stumbled there, but
mate, you're saying you're so good at these voicemails and you're stumbling on your number. What's going on? Is that your actual number?
Yeah, bleep that out, man. Bleep that out, man.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Just gonna leave it in. You're just gonna get these weird voicemails. Just being like, hey, is this a good voicemail? My name is Daniel Muggleton.
Yeah.
If it's a good voicemail, please call me back on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, oh man, that's. I like that. I like that you did the call center for you. That was like the one. I worked in bars. I didn't want to. The call center seemed scary to me.
You learn how to handle rejection.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
And that's obviously now just paved the way for your comedy career, right? It's like, mate, you can't reject me. I'll leave you 1,000 fucking voicemails.
You can't reject me. I've been rejected millions of times, And
this is nothing.
I think I would say it hurts less. I don't know. I obviously I can't have insight into other people's psyche, right? But I've been described as tough, very tough mentally, and I think maybe it just hurts less, just only because I've had practice of just getting shit on for years.
Well, do you think the mental toughness comes from the call center, or like did you have some sports stuff when you were a kid as well? I always think the sports is like a good like this is how to handle something, like when you
maybe it helps. I never done a lot of sports when I was a kid.
No, not a sports thing.
Yeah.
What was your thing growing up? Was it academics? You academic
academics,
guy?
Man, yeah.
Powerhouse.
I was pretty good.
Pretty good.
I was valedictorian. That's in like you have the best grades of your whole grade, and there were 700 people, 700 Asians.
700 Asians.
Yeah,
mate.
Who all valued education. Who were and.
Wait, a valedictorian in Malaysia.
Yeah.
So you guys we don't have valedictorian in Australia. We have ducks. We still go with ducks.
Ducks.
The ducks.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, but no, it's just funny. Like there's little gaps. Like Australia's like, no, we'll use the Latin.
Yeah.
Whereas Malaysia's like, we'll use the fucking American thing. You idiots.
No, we didn't. I just call it valedictorian.
Oh,
now.
okay.
I don't think we just called the first guy.
The first, you're number one.
We rank people, man, and then
it's like on the wall.
It's somewhere. We rank out of 500 people. The first 50 would go into the first class. The second 50 would go into the second class.
Oh, yeah, but like, did you? At the end of school, when you were like number one,
end of every school year, yeah.
Was there like just this list and like it's just Nigel Ng like number one?
No, they don't post it on the school grounds, but you can find it if you wanted to.
Right, I thought it was like on the thing, and like it's like in those American movies, like everyone runs up to see if they've made the team. It's just like all these Malaysian kids running up, like who's number one? Fuck, it's Nigel.
Yeah,
Nigel, dude, you're number one.
No, it's not like a Premier League table or something. Yeah,
that would be fucking.
And I would argue that good and bad parts to that kind of ranking system. One, the good part is you never get bullied. All the smart people are in the same class. There's no like big bully, like sports guy.
Yeah. Because you're just like, you guys like, fuck it, we're just being smart over here. You guys can do all your bullying with the other dumb cunts down the end.
Yeah. But I guess the shit part is those children feel like they're being judged. Teenagers feel they're being judged. Maybe it's a bit harsh. I don't know.
I mean, but look, they're going to be judged every day for the rest of their fucking lives. So
Yep. We learned that early.
Get used to it, dummies. I mean, I was going to say, I thought you'd be like, one of the good parts is when you're number one on the list, it feels fucking great. But one of the bad parts is like when you're number 2 the next year, not so good.
Yeah. Oh, when you have that drop. Sometimes you have that drop and you just feel like shit,
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So wait, you've gone from the academics, and then did you study like business or like finance in Chicago?
I did engineering and philosophy.
Engineering and philosophy.
Yeah.
Now that's
the creative streak right there. No other engineer did that.
Philosophy.
Done that. Yeah.
Yeah, you just wanted that little philosophy just to creep into your life and just keep your mind open.
Yeah.
I think
philosophy is like the most rigid of the liberal arts. You know what I mean? It's very logical. It's very like prove a point type thing.
Did you do logic or did you do like ethics or like
a little bit of both? But when you write papers on that, you still have to like argue your position, right?
Yeah, no, of course. Like your philosophy paper, like you state your position, then you argue it, then you conclude by just being like, this is why.
So it's the most.
I did philosophy too.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's not like English where anything. I took an art history class. Like, really, everything's correct.
That for me is just like the condensation of like every Asian stereotype, just being like, everything can't be correct. I need my fucking ranking. All right, this is bullshit.
Yeah. I'm trying to get rid of that. Like, I need to have more gray areas in my life.
No, I mean, I think it's good for both. I think there's value in both. Everything can't be correct, but not like it shouldn't just be the thing on the wall. It's all about that little median. That's why I think comedy is kind of nice because, like, yeah, there is kind of competition, I guess, for spots, but like, there's also it doesn't really matter. Like, there are those people you've never heard of in your life, and they're just so famous because, like, this guy, he does this stuff on Instagram. You've never seen him in a club. He's funny as fuck. He just does his own thing. He's got his own audience.
Yeah, I love those people.
He doesn't even know that there are other things happening.
And that's great. You found a niche.
Yeah, and you're just doing that, and everyone's enjoying it, and that's it. Like, who cares about anything apart from that?
I love to be that.
Love to be that. I know. We're just grinding out. Well, like, wait. So you got here 3 years ago, and you're still working part time, but you're working comedy like a lot, right? You're still in that field?
4 or 5 nights a week, man.
Yeah, you're making bank off that, or is it mainly the other job?
I make money from comedy, but it'll be at the level of money I'm making and how I always travel by train. So if I went comedy full time now, I could barely scrape by if I started taking all the mega buses, and I love eating out at restaurants. I'll have to cut that. I probably have to, cut back on the Fitness First membership that I have.
Right. Okay, so you just got to take your life down like a notch.
Yeah,
it's just like, look, I could do comedy the whole time, but I have to kind of bring it down like probably 2 notches.
Yeah,
in terms of lifestyle,
and
the way here for the better lifestyle. So fuck.
Yeah,
that.
Exactly. And especially as an immigrant, like you don't go to a foreign country to be poor. I'll be poor back home. That's what I always think.
Way better to be poor back home.
Yeah, my parents are there.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And then a lot of my friends, high school people are there. So if I want to be poor, I'll be poor back home.
Yeah, it's funny because like in my head, like my first instinct would be like be poor in like the country with like the biggest safety net. Like Australia's a great place to be poor. Like America, great shit place to be poor. They're just going to step on you. Here, I think it's probably a little bit of a medium.
Yeah,
I think Canada's probably another great place to be poor. They've got a few enough people to.
Oh, just move to Sweden or something.
Sweden, yeah, exactly. Where it's just like a living wage. It's just like, what do I get this for? For being alive. Congratulations, get back out there. It's crazy shit. But just like obviously with you, it's just like, why would I be poor back home? I'm the total same. If I wanted to be poor, I'm going straight to Sydney because you can be poor in the sun.
Yeah.
Very different.
Yeah, it's nice to be poor in the sun.
Being poor in the cold, fuck that, man. Like, so, I mean, what did you find? Because I guess you like had an interesting one. Because you started in Malaysia, and then you got to like the US, which is like culturally, just everything's going on. Especially a place like Chicago.
Yeah,
like there's just so much of everything. And then you've come across here. Is it weirder now going back to Malaysia, or is it still like comfortable?
It's always been weird going back to Malaysia after you live in such a different place for a long time.
Yeah. Where are you
Right?
from in Malaysia?
KL.
Capital.
Lumpur.
Kuala
Yeah,
Lumpur.
capital.
I've been there
Yeah, it's nice, right?
for like 2 days. Yeah, it was just like, because I've just been in like Thailand and stuff, and you get to like Kuala Lumpur and it's like, this is very normal. It's like just it's a big city.
Well,
you know?
you probably only went to the more explored areas of KL.
Oh, of course, yeah, just like
Yeah.
the touristy bits. But just like, yeah, it's just like, you could have told me it was like Adelaide in Australia, and I would have been like, yeah, fair enough. It's like a big shopping center. There's like some stuff,
Yeah.
It didn't really like have that, Thai thing where there's like a bunch of people on scooters like yelling at you.
Yeah, Malaysia, we don't really have the tuk-tuks and the scooters.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
Yeah.
like, no, it's just like, it's
a bit too developed now.
yeah, it's just like, it's funny. It's just that, like that, in my head, it's like just that little bit of that British influence. You know what I mean? It's like, no, we don't need all the bikes and shit. Like, come on, we're fine. Let's get the cars in there. Do you guys drive on the left or the right?
Same as here.
Left.
So left, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
cheeky. Is Singapore that as well?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, every time I go back, we don't have the tuk-tuks or the scooters, and I actually find those weird. I find that if I go to Bangkok and I see all those, I feel like a tourist there. But when I go to Malaysia, I'll go to like a hawker center where like, they have like street food everywhere. And
Yeah, get around that.
it's just nice. I miss that a lot. Yeah.
Well, actually,
And-
are you religious at all?
No.
I know a few people. I know it's like a weird thing. I know a few people from Malaysia who are very Christian, like
Yeah, we
super
have
Christian.
we have super Christian people there. Super Muslim Islamic people there.
Yeah, no, I had like a weird thing. I'm like, maybe there's like a bit of a movement there, like because like Hillsong kind of evangelical Christian. I'm talking.
Oh,
Is there much of that? Nah.
I don't know.
You
I
don't
know
know.
there is like very devout Christians. I just don't know the specifics. I
Yeah,
guess.
that's chill. No.
Yeah. And every time I heard this really good saying recently, but what is patriotism but the food you ate as a child? And that really resonated with me.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's a good point. Hey.
And it's a saying by a Chinese person where
Right.
in Asia, I think food plays a bigger part in life and culture and your social life than it does in the Western country.
Yeah.
So I miss the food a lot, and I think
Well, here it's a fucking desert when it comes to good Asian food. It is tough, man.
London's great.
What?
London's great. We can go get some. Seriously, we can go some stuff later if you want.
Yeah.
I need to
for
get
sure.
dinner before the gig anyway.
Yeah, great. I'm
Yeah.
down for that. No, dude, I've been struggling because like obviously Sydney is like there's whatever you want,
Oh, man.
wherever. It's so cheap. It's great.
I'll bring you to my favorite udon place.
Favorite udon place.
Yeah.
Sick.
See, I
Alright.
can say favorite udon place. That's how specific I can get. In
Yeah,
London.
that's what I want. That's the shit I want to hear. Another
Yeah.
thing is like, yeah, man, we got this real good Japanese
Wagamamas.
egg noodle place.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, man, it's like pad thai, but you can also get sushi, and it's like, get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah.
Like, that is ridiculous.
Well, to be fair, we do the same to Western food.
Oh yeah, you guys
We got like a hawker
mash
stall
up?
called literally Western food. You get burgers, spaghetti,
Yes,
you know,
I love
that kind of thing. We
Dude.
do that everywhere, man. It's just an unfamiliarity with someone's culture, right?
Yeah. So it's just like we just mash it all together, and
Yeah.
then like, because that's the thing, you want to point at the things you've seen them eat, you know?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
that's the thing with like spaghetti and burgers. Like I've seen white people eating that shit. Yeah, give me one of those, man. That's the game.
Yeah. So I don't mind how that people treat it like that here.
Yeah.
I do talk about it.
You do talk about it.
It's very funny to me.
As you should. And like, have you done gigs back in Malaysia much?
A few only when I started out though. I was really shit back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now when I go back, I might get something. I'm going back next in 2 weeks actually in October for my mom's birthday. But I might try to get a gig or two. If not, I just want to hang out with my parents, man. Hang out with my family.
But do you have any like compulsion to do gigs in Malaysia, like or to do well in Malaysia?
No,
Nah.
not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really. I just want to spend more time with my family, man, because we have this Asian parent thing of like if you say I don't know if this will apply to my parents because I never really had this conversation with them, but a lot of my friends' parents, they would not tell their children if they have anything happen to them. Like I just had a friend whose mom just passed away, and she kept the fact that she had like brain cancer from her daughter. The daughter's here in the UK until like she was admitted to hospital, and then the dad had to call her, come back now. So
Why would you?
it's a very Asian parent thing. Like you don't want to trouble your kids, you know.
But like, surely, did she have enough time to like get back?
Yeah,
and be like,
briefly, and then but it's just not a good. I don't agree. I don't like that. But I don't know if my parents are those people because my mom moans a lot. So I don't think she is, but
Like,
she
no
moans about the
way.
small things, right? So I don't know. I need to like kind of dig out to see everything good, the doctor stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just be like, hey, let's go on a nice little family trip to the
Yeah,
doctor. We're gonna do a
let's
full
go
physical.
jogging if you can do that.
Sorry, I just want all the test results sent to me. Yep, in London.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I just want to make sure that you guys are sweet.
Yeah,
Gonna show them to one of those NHS doctors, and they're gonna be like, "You're fine." Just throw it out without even looking at it. Man,
Yeah.
that drives me crazy. Like Australia's got, in terms of healthcare, we've got not many people, shitloads of doctors. It's all free. It's a great time. Whereas
great. Your mom would probably tell you, right? If something,
Yeah.
you know, if she has a severe condition or something.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, my mum would be like, any excuse to get me home. She's like, yeah, my stomach's not very good. I think you should come back just to feel.
Yeah,
Just to say.
I feel like that's gonna be something I eventually talk about on stage. But you know, I don't know how you write, but I write by if I have a thought that pops into my head more than once. That's like a cursor to be like, okay, I probably want to talk about that.
Probably need to mention that.
Yeah. So that's the thing I've been thinking about. I haven't have a joke about that yet, but I need to think about how to talk about how secretive my parents are sometimes. You know.
Oh yeah, I think that's anything about the parents. Everyone's got like a little relation. Like my dad's like, it's not about his health. It's about like the family. Like he's a twin, and his twin sister's a lesbian. And I found that out 3 years ago. Like 26 years of my life, I've met her several times. He's never like, that's my twin. He's like, that's my sister Loretta. And I'm like, and then that just came out late. He's like, oh yeah, was she with a girlfriend? And I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, Loretta's my twin. She's a lesbian. I was like, you didn't think to bring this up at any point? That you've got a twin? Like, I mean, the lesbian thing, take it or leave it. But like the twin thing, surely that's something you should bring up occasionally.
Huh.
It's
just slipped his mind.
That's just the thing. It's just like, he's like, oh yeah, it's not important. And I'm like, but what? And like, yeah, just like about his family. Like he was like one of 8 Catholics, pumping them out. But like 5 of them died. I didn't find that out for ages either. Like as in like, sorry, like there was 13 and then like 8 survived. Like 5 kind of died early on. These like the old days, man. It's like, yeah, this is when white people used to do that shit as well. You know, like that was like back in the day where it's just like, nah, we work for the railroad. Pump them out. Like,
why? Because like nutrition and healthcare.
All that shit. That's the thing. Australia, like I think my dad's generation. I mean, like boomers in general, but like that's when it really got like, you know.
Yeah, you kind of treating like giving birth to sea turtles. Like only 50% of them make it to the ocean waves, you know.
All these birds, except the birds are like disease.
Yeah,
poverty.
some of them run in a different wrong direction, you know.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, these turtles are not going to reach the waters.
Yeah, but that's your family.
Yeah, that's my family. Oh man, they're just not going to make it. I don't know. It's funny. I didn't realize you lived in the States and here. So you've done like the tour of like the Western world.
Yeah, quite a few parts of it.
Does it change how you feel about it? Because like I come here and it doesn't feel very foreign, you know. But I obviously live in like Shoreditch, which if you don't know, Shoreditch is just like any gentrified neighborhood in the world. It's just super gentrified. There's a bunch of barbershops everywhere, a bunch of tattoo parlors. No one seems to have a day job. I don't know how it works, but fuck it.
Yeah.
And like, you know, it could be anywhere. But at the same time, I'm still, and I live with 2 Australian people, like my girlfriend and my housemate are both Australian. So it feels like, you know, like it doesn't really feel very foreign. Yeah. And I assume that's the same for you. It's just
same.
like
America to UK.
It's just like
the same place.
It's all the same shit.
Yeah.
Was it more like when you got to America, were you like, whoa? Or was it just like that was kind of college, so it was more kind of on its own?
No, it was whoa at how wealthy people are. And like wealth, like to normal level, it feels normal to America. No, I'm not like talking about like, you know, real estate tycoon level of wealth. It's just like every house has a dishwasher. Whoa. You know? that kind of
just that
nice.
Little stuff where it's just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, hardwood floors everywhere. You know how expensive hardwood floors would be in Malaysia? You have to like really make it to have hardwood.
Right.
Yeah.
That'd be like a status symbol, whereas in the States, like, yeah, no, like I prefer carpet, but it's wood, so whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah, and like, you know, something that really made me, I find really interesting that I'm going to try to make it into a bit that in America, in the Western world, people have clothes for every occasion.
Right.
Right? Like you go to the gym, you have gym clothes. You go cycling, you have the lycra. You go scuba diving, you have like a suit. You go, I don't know, whatever. You have yoga, you have yoga pants.
You got boat clothes.
Yeah.
This is what I wear on a boat.
You got like things we wear at home and things we wear outside. That's
There's two categories of
yeah.
clothes.
So if we
right.
want to go work out, we wear like the shit clothes. The clothes we wear at home, we just wear that. go to the gym, you know, in that. And it's also very easy. You can tell like London's very it's a lot of foreigners here. You can tell who's from a developing country based on what they wear at the gym. If they just wear like home clothes, all right, he's not from here.
Yeah, but he's still going to the gym.
Yeah, well, he's starting to get westernized now. In a few months, he'll start buying some Nikes and Lululemons or something.
That's like the gateway. It's like he's going to the gym now, so he's gonna have to buy some gym clothes soon.
Yeah, like running shoes. What the fuck's that? We just.
Dude, what about when you see people with the same color scheme? Like they've got a gym color scheme. Dude, I guess I'm on the Asian level because I just wear like my shit clothes at the gym. that's where I'm at personally.
But you probably still have like workout type stuff, no?
I mean,
shoes?
No, I mean, look, I'm a poor example.
Okay.
Of you know, if there was like an expo, you know, just like where it's like like showing like all the different races, like they would not choose me to be the white person.
Yeah.
They'd be like, this guy, you know, is a bit of a fixer upper. Like I'd be like the used one. It's like, yeah, I mean, he's got all the things, but it's not really like the full package.
Yeah.
Like this is the phone without any add-ons, you know. Like,
yeah, the clothes thing, man. Just the level of wealth.
Is off the. I'm like TK Maxx.
Yeah.
Which if you don't know, TK Maxx is like, I don't know what it is. Kind of like the Aldi of clothing stores, like that.
Yeah,
kind
in America
of thing.
it's called TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx.
Yeah, it's kind of like Primark.
Yeah, just
like
that,
Primark.
just that real like entry level.
Yeah,
it's like, look, they're definitely clothes, but you shouldn't wear more than one of them at any one time.
Yeah, it's like the sweatshop rejects. You know?
It's like, yeah, these kids, like, they really hadn't figured out the stitching yet, so we sent a TK Maxx. Oh, that's a bit dark, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not inaccurate though, but hey, just remember, Nike's like black people.
Yeah. Another interesting thought that, like, you know, we know how Nike is, you know, exploitative, right?
Of course.
I think the solution is not to boycott Nike. I think the solution is to only buy fake Nikes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that then your money goes straight to the guy making it, or at least his mom and pop operation, right?
You cut out the middleman.
Yeah.
Because the fakes, like that's keeping money within the continent, you know? Like,
yeah,
it's not,
I think so.
That's interesting. That's a good solution. So guys, you see those fake Nikes, buddy, buy them. It's just like, mate's like, yeah, for $1 a day I sponsor this African child. It's like, yeah, these Nikes are fake as shit, bro.
Don't send it. The $1 a day the African child thing, because if you buy a fake Nike, they're still working. They still have that pride that I created this and people like this and they support me.
That's what I've heard about kids that sew fake Nikes. They got a lot of pride in their work.
Yeah.
They're like, man, look at the tick on that thing. It was almost perfect. Look at it.
They do, man. They actually. The good ones, the good fakes, they do a lot of research on it.
Yeah.
And it's basically produced by the same fucking factory.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
They steal their materials and their designs, and it's exactly the same.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I mean, my friend got a pair of Nikes when he was in Southeast Asia somewhere. And like, dude, they were better than any pair I've ever owned.
Yeah.
They were fakes. They were fake as, but they were sick.
Buy some fake Yeezys, you know? That seems to be the rage now.
Yeah, dude, that's the next level when you start getting like, I reckon fake Supremes are like that's the go, where it's like, you can only get one of these. Well, guess what? We got 500 spare ones here, bro. Actually, that's one of that's the thing that's like not in Australia, but over here, like the farmers market thing and just like the random market thing where you're like walking through and you're like, I mean, this stuff, it must be fake or like at least a little bit off.
Yeah. But
it's just around. In Australia, you don't really have that. There's no market culture.
Really?
Yeah. Do you dig that, or do you just look at these markets like, man, these aren't nearly as good as the markets back home. This is rubbish.
Well, the markets back home are rubbish too. We get our groceries there sometimes. I used to get DVDs, like fake DVDs at the markets.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get clothes. Everything.
Everything
groceries, back home. Like fish. Get a lot of fish from the market.
But I thought, like, I always, in my head, like, the markets, like, the night markets, like, with the food and stuff. Like, I'm like, just this...
There's those kinds of markets.
Food. Yeah.
There's
like
a wet market.
The hawker's market. Is that a wet market?
Wet market is like, you get the groceries, fish and vegetables, wet stuff. And then you have like the food markets.
The food markets.
That's usually at night.
Yeah.
Oh, and those are great too. Oh, in a different way. So, near where I live, the food market at night is every, like, Wednesday. They would
Yeah.
set it up in the whole street. And the wet market is like every Sunday somewhere. Yeah, so you have these. Yeah, it's great.
Because we got the thing here, like near the Broadway market here, which I like. But it's like, I don't know, they're very sanitized.
They're
These
very
markets.
sanitized. They're very regulated, and
And they're fucking
again, it's
expensive, man. Like you're not saving money. It's more than Sainsbury's, dude.
I
You
hate-
get a carrot from there.
I hate street food here. I mean, it's like the same price you charge at a shop, but I don't get a chair. You know what the fuck?
They're just pocketing all that chair money.
Yeah, yeah. And I eat with my
bullshit.
hands, and I don't get a plate. It's not even that good.
Yeah, no,
You
dude,
know?
I'm the same. I'm like this should not. I swear there's like a store like near where I live that has a street food thing they do like every week, and it's cheaper in the store. What the fuck? Like, are you charging me the convenience of like getting it from a tent? Like what?
Yeah, there's no messiness here. The other thing, I miss the messiness of Asia.
The mess in. What,
You remember walking through Bangkok, you see a scorpion on a stick, right? And you see like they're making noodles, and the fire is just
Yeah,
you know
into the
won't-
sky.
Yeah, the fire is in the sky, and they're just smoke everywhere. They're fanning the satay smoke.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
getting in your eyes, and they don't give a shit.
I mean, look, the cleanliness thing. I'm still on Australian cleanliness. Like, he is dirty for me.
Oh, wow,
Like,
okay.
dude, Sydney's like immaculate. Like, that's the thing. People are like, oh, you got to go to Singapore. It's so clean. It's like, mate, this is normal.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, because it's a big place, a lot of nature, right?
Yeah.
So like, there's an emphasis on like, don't litter. Like, the littering and the recycling thing here kills me. Then obviously you go to like another country and it's just like, oh wow,
Yeah.
Like, there's not two bins. There's one bin that's seldom used.
That
You know?
I don't like the litter. I wish you could come up with a law that's like don't litter, but you can skewer a frog on a stick.
I mean, look,
Side
I
of
think
a
that's
street,
it's a happy medium.
Yeah,
I think that's good.
yeah,
You get the frog skewer. You get the frog skewer and the recycling as well.
yeah. Oh, the frog skewers, man.
I can't. I'm too white for that shit. I'm sorry. I just
It's all right.
can't. I
It's all right.
can't.
No judgment here.
I can't visualize an insect and then feel hungry. It just doesn't work.
I don't eat the insects. I'm too much of a pussy for that. Frogs are okay though.
Frogs are okay.
Yeah, chicken feet, frogs. I think they're all right.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still one day I'll get through this. I mean, I think, geez, we've kind of powered through this.
Really?
We're almost,
We have overshot.
yeah,
Right.
but like it was interesting. So I was like, I didn't really want to stop.
Yeah, it's not very funny though. So hope that's okay.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
People,
it's not supposed to be always funny anyway, right?
it's a fucking podcast, man.
Otherwise you
Jesus,
just-
look at this. Already judging yourself. Not even after the pod. You're like on the pod being like, shit, man. On the wall, I reckon this pod's like 37. That's the lowest ever been ranked. This is rubbish.
No worries.
Dude, no, I'm just saying
Yeah.
it's good.
Thanks,
I've
man.
enjoyed this chat big time.
Me too.
Um,
Me too. Maybe
is-
we'll go at food. I'm
I'm excited for this.
man.
You have no idea how much it just warms my heart to be sitting with an Asian person. Like, I want to take you to my favorite udon place. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Well,
It's been so long since I've had that. Where it's just like, I'm going to show you where we go. And I'm like, thank you.
I think people need to have hobbies. You know, I don't want to be one of those comics who has nothing else. I mean, who only talks about the comic life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, that's no good.
So, and even I feel I don't live a normal life already. You know, it's a lot of trains, a lot of buses. So I want to have some hobbies outside of comedy.
Yeah, look, I think that's good. I mean, I think the funny thing about the trains and the buses, like, obviously on this podcast, like we try and talk about like different parts of the UK, and people are like, oh man, you must see so much. Like when you go to those towns, like, nah, dude, you roll in, you find a Starbucks, you sit there for 2 hours, you do the gig, then you get the first train you can get out.
Yep.
It's so weird.
Yep.
Like, I think, like paratroopers see more of the place because like at least they get the drop in, they get to look down at the ground.
Yeah.
Whereas like we're just like in and out, man. It's like, how's Halifax? I mean, it looks good through the train window.
Yeah.
Like the bar there was quite nice. The food that we got given was good. How was the rest of it? That's it. We left.
Yeah. Nope.
Didn't see it.
Costa was nice. The green room was nice. Yeah.
You just don't catch it all.
Yeah.
Is there you got anything coming up? Anything you want the people to know about?
I got a TV thing coming out on
TV?
October 10th, Stand Up Central.
Stand-up Central.
Yeah, it's gonna be on TV, but I'll probably share it on all the social media stuff.
Well, this I don't know when this will come out, but I'll put a link. I'll put a link for you.
Yeah, that's a
The
link
thing,
there.
and
Yeah,
just
yeah,
be like, you want
yeah.
to check out Nigel? This is where you can see him.
Yeah,
That's pretty sick, though. The TV.
thanks, man.
A
First TV credit.
Part-time comedian on TV.
Yeah, thanks, man.
A bunch of full-time road hacks just killed themselves. that's the end of their career right there. But no, that's sick, dude. And you got a little something coming out as well.
Yeah, recording roast battle.
Roast battle. Yeah.
Got that to look forward to.
Who, battling a white person?
Yeah, Tom Lucy.
Tom Lucy.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. Is he? Do you reckon he's going to bring up your race at all?
Oh yeah. It'd be weird if he didn't.
If he didn't, you would know that he's a proper racist.
Yeah.
Just like, for sure. If he doesn't mention it, it's like,
Yeah.
mate, you've got some real fucking things going on inside your head.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
no good. All right.
Cool.
Nigel Ng. That's how the name is said. NG. Spelled
Yeah.
NG. I've known Asian people with that name, and no one will side on a pronunciation, and it drives me crazy.
Yeah, well, that word itself is not the same Mandarin word. It depends on the dialect. And you have to factor in people who grew up here probably pronounce the more anglicized way of ing,
Ing,
right?
yeah.
But if you speak the language, you'll know it's the actual pronunciation from my word in the dialect is There's a little tone, is going up. But, that doesn't matter.
Back in Australia, a bloke just said NG. That was his name.
Oh,
Michael
okay.
NG. And I'm like,
That works too. See the
that can't-
messiness?
I was like, that can't be authentic.
Yeah. Yeah.
NG. I don't know about that. All right, Nigel, man, been a pleasure.
Thanks.
All right, that was my chat with Nigel Ng. Finally clarified how to say his name. Pretty sure I nailed it eventually over time. But yeah, what a good chat, man. It's always weird when you see a comedian who seems to be working even harder than you, and then you realize they've got a day job as well. Like, definitely makes me feel lazy. Because he's a dude that I just see around all the time, and I didn't know until I spoke to him that he's working 3 days a week as a data scientist. I didn't even ask what that was. Data scientist. Sounds too complicated for me. I don't know. It's too much. But he's a great dude. I really enjoyed talking to him. And you can see him on TV soon in the roast battle. I think he just took part in Comedy Central Live as well. So there you go. Everybody you know who's like, I'm going to be an artist. I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing. I'm going to quit everything so I can finally find time to focus on my work. You can tell them you don't need to, man. You can just keep doing that shit and still be successful like Nigel Ng. You can do that. And just so you know, I want you to know, he took me out to the Udon place, his favorite Udon place. We walked there. We had some Udon. He did that thing that I always appreciate as a white person where he explained the menu to me very slowly. Being like, look, you can get this one. I'd recommend this one. But you probably don't want to go for that one. That's probably too Asian for you. And I was like, fair enough, bro. I appreciate the concern. And it was good. It wasn't the best udon. I got to say, I think I still got the Australian pride for that. I think the Asian food in Sydney is my favorite that I've had anywhere. But it was pretty good. It tasted like Asian food. There were still white people working there, which I still have a problem with. But hey, whatever, we just need to pick up work where we can in these Brexit times. If we need to work in an udon bar, I guess that's on us. That's a choice we made. But definitely enjoyed chatting to Nigel. Follow him on Twitter and on Facebook, Nigel Ng. I'm going to spell that for you, at Nigel Ng. It's at Mr. Nigel Ng. MRNIGELNG. NG pronounced Ng. Lock that in. Have that as your stock pronunciation. And if someone corrects you, then you can say, hey, look, I know just the way that it's written in Mandarin, in Malay, it would definitely be said like that. But if you want to say it differently, that's cool too. That's what we're learning on the Union Jack-Off, guys. Anyway, thanks for listening in. If you did enjoy it, please follow the Facebook page, the Union Jack-Off, or you can follow me on Twitter at Dan Muggleton. All this stuff is in the episode information. But I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you want to tweet me, if you want to message me, anything like that, please do. I want to hear what you guys think about these episodes. If you disagree with anything I'm saying about the UK, or if you want to hear more about the guests, or you want to get someone from a specific Commonwealth country on the show, I'll find them. You just tell me where you want them to be from, and I'll find them. Anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure. I'll chat to you guys next week. Cheers.